topic today is actually going to be about the same as the last couple days. Reason being is what is happening with an amazing friend of mine. And the thing is, initially these words come in my head. Who am I to speak about this? Because I haven't made a massive amount of money in a few days. So here's the thing. This woman is a healer. She is a shaman, reads Akashic records. She teaches a money mindset course. She's the one who was a good part of getting into all of this again back in 2019. She is a very good part of that. Her money mastery course that was focused on mindset. Now, why is this coming? Yeah, there we go. It is a lot darker than this video shows. For some reason, the light adjustment on it is really off. I have people behind me, so I can't play with it. And I'm driving, even if it is on a background. So you're just gonna have to deal with the way the lighting looks. Sorry, distraction. Alright, so, oh yes, this means I can see the video when I'm driving. I just tend to ignore it because it's not immediately in front of my face, which is a good thing. Alright. So, this woman, she is in a rough spot right now. She needs to be able to pay her rent money, and she needs to be able to pay back some people who loaned her money. Now, I don't know all the details of the people who loaned her money, and like how quickly or why, how quickly she needs to get them money. But rent is a pretty big thing. Rent is really important. And she is stressed. She is emotionally drained and frustrated and getting upset with herself. I don't know all the ways she's getting upset with herself, but I know how I have gotten upset with myself. I know some of what's happening with her from our conversations. So what are the basics of, what is happening with her in these conversations? Stress, frustration, anxiety, a little bit of guilt, probably a little bit of anger, a little bit of fear, and I think a little bit of questioning everything they're doing, everything that is happening. In years past, I would absolutely have to come up with money sometimes. And that would mean trying to get a massage client. I would need to pay my car insurance or my cell phone bill. And I wouldn't have. Now, I was younger and not as concerned about as many variables that exist in my life today. And I wasn't overly concerned because I still had room on a credit card. But I would have to find somebody who wanted a massage very quickly. And I would slash my prices. I'd be like, listen, I need to get $150, say. You know what? That could be one massage. It could be 2 massages for $75. It could be 3 massages for $50. Or heck, I'll give a massage for $25. It'll be a shorter massage, but my friend will be able to afford it. And that way my friend is getting something and I am getting some of the money I need. I'm doing a lot more work, a heck of a lot more work, but at that lower price, I'm still going to be able to make that payment. And sometimes that payment was due only a few days later, which that is stress. And I know that stress very well. I did it quite often. I would aim to barter some of because the one place I lived, I was a resident assistant, sort of, but I couldn't make the payments because at the time I just wasn't getting the massage clients, and I had injured my wrist not that long ago at the time. And so I moved out of a bedroom and into a closet. Why did I live in a closet? Because then I wouldn't have to pay the rent. They could bring in somebody else as a paying person. I didn't even move into the couch because the couch we had it was crazy. We had people living in the couch. Heck, we had a guy who was a fisherman and a hiker, and just like, I wish I'd gotten to know more about his story. But he would sleep in the bathroom outside. And yes, I know saying that sounds really weird. It's like, why didn't he sleep inside? We offered. But he I don't know. I don't know exactly why. But the fact is, it was swallowing pride. I mean, recently it's the question of, well, how do we, if we don't winterize and if we do these other things and the water pipe and everything, there's going to be a little bit of, okay, swallowing pride, and I'm going to feel guilty about it. So yeah, I'm trying to avoid that situation with things I'm doing, but I'm also at the point where I need to change what I am doing. I'd rather swallow my pride than feel the way I am feeling, both physically, mentally, and emotionally, where I am at least 3 days of the week. The other 2 days are really awesome, and I do well, and I don't make mistakes, and all these other things. So coming back around, my friend is hurting. And so I sent multiple messages and a couple back and forths because I can feel the sense of desired pride. Now, what do I mean by desired pride? I want to personally, I have it at times, I have experienced desired pride before. It's where, I kind of have pride, but it's not really pride. It's like the negative ego side wants to say that I know something and should be at a certain level, and others should be able to acknowledge that, and I shouldn't be having the problem I'm having. Meanwhile, in reality, that's just a desired state. It's not the state I'm actually in. I'm actually in a state of lack. I'm actually in a state of needing somebody to tell me how, or show me how, or show me how to help myself. Somebody to kick my ass. Oops, sorry. Yep, said that word. Oh well. But someone who will, straighten me out a little. And it ultimately kind of has to be me who does it. But in the process, if I hear words I've said to somebody else coming back to me, I might not even listen. Now, I don't think that's the case with my friend. necessarily, but I can feel a little bit of it. I can feel that frustration of, I teach this stuff, but I am not succeeding right now. And it makes me have that slight sense of being a hypocrite. And I all those little I statements. I said, hey, you're not a buttercup, so you don't have to suck it up. Except I sort of did also say that, but just using other terms, saying, she's a goddess. But it all comes back to that question of, what do we do when we need the money and we don't have the money and we're not where we want to be and we want to do something different? It was interesting in the post that she made, because she mentioned her own privilege. Yes, I agree that many of us have privileges that we're not aware of. We have blessings that we take for granted. Absolutely believe in gratitude practices and remembering and starting to count those blessings. That being said, whether you are a millionaire who is stressed and somehow doesn't have the money you need because you're a millionaire and you thought you could afford a certain house, and well, you can't really, or you are homeless and you did end up buying a soda when really buying the water probably would have put you in a better situation. It doesn't matter why or what our privilege is when it is this experience of pain and suffering. So what did I tell my friend? And what am I wanting to teach myself through the experience my friend is going through? What do I know from the past? What do I think I know, at least? Because, chances are, even if a solution works one time, it doesn't mean it's going to work every time. And there are solutions that go through my head. Even phrases that I have heard. If you want it hard, bad enough, you'll find a way. And what I've been saying recently, be creative. Okay, so what can you do? Can you lower the price on something and get somebody to purchase it right now? Can you go to people who have already purchased things from you and offer a reading, offer something? And sometimes even just doing that is swallowing your pride, because if you helped somebody get to a point and now you're needing their help, sometimes it's sort of like, really? And the help you need from them is the same type of help you actually gave them. It is a strange sensation. But sometimes that's what's needed. Sometimes it is taking one job just so you can get to that point of the other job. It was funny, I was looking for a job for weeks, and my class was about to start. And my class, it was only one, and at least at the time, and it was not going to be enough money to replace the money I was making on unemployment for 3 weeks, even though I'd been unemployed since the beginning of July. So when I was looking for a job, got this one phone call, said I wasn't going to be an LMT up here, and then called back and found reception, and the phone number, when it shows up on my caller ID, says Heaven Sent, and the name of the place is Be Blessed. And it was like, wow, this is kismet. This is a sign. And I loved getting this job. I loved it. Even if it wasn't to teach, I needed it. It helped me regain self-confidence. It put me into a healing environment around healers who, just being around other people in this not quite post-COVID time period, just being around other healers was amazing. And the energy from, especially like 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them, the energy from many of the people there just lifts you up, even when you're still struggling, and even when they interpret a look of pain or question or frustration as something worse than it is. Yeah, I wear everything, I guess, on my face these days because, COVID. Didn't need to hide it. But now it's that, okay, can I let it go? Alright, enough about my little tangent there. I wanna step back. My friend has amazing plans and ideas and things that are going to come together in December or in January. Guess what? Her rent, sure, it's gonna be due in January, in December and all, but we're looking at November right now. We're looking at rent that's due in a few days. So what are the options in these situations? So I have not been good at asking family for help. Why am I not good at asking family for help? Because I've seen every single one of my siblings ask every single one of my siblings for money, and then I've heard the other siblings bash them, complain about them, and everything else, and say that that shouldn't be happening and everything. Now, mind you, because of that tension and everything, most of my family is still close to each other, with the exception of like one time, which I paid him back. My brother lent me a little bit of money, I think in 2000, and I paid him back with cash, plus I also gave him a TV. I gave him a TV immediately, which was for the cash, but then I paid him back cash. My sister Patty is the main person who helped and believed in me. Like, believed in me to the tune of $5,000, which I think I paid back everything over the years. It's hard to say. I also got to live with her for free. So, I definitely was lucky with that. But, and even with friends, same thing, where I don't necessarily feel comfortable asking. Right. So one thing is always, even if you haven't asked, or even if you've already asked, and you're nervous about what they might be saying when and after you ask, the fact is, if I absolutely had no option, I have friends who would help and who would take care of me, and family who probably would still loan money or help in a situation if I got myself in that bad of a situation. And when it's family and friends, yeah, you might end up burning a bridge in time, or maybe not, but ask for help. Now, what happens if you don't have that friend or family? Can you take out an additional loan? Oh, it sucks. Can you get another credit card? Ooh, that would suck. But will it get you from now to the point that's possible to make back the money? It just... I want to talk more about this, but I am at my destination pretty much. Because there are a few other components that I want to bring up that step away from get a job, even if it's not one that pays enough or is enough. Contact old clients, contact friends. If that bridge has been burned, well, contact and see if you can fix the bridge, or find new contacts, find new friends, find new people who might be interested. Can't find them? Find a job that will get you to those people, even if that job isn't what you want to work at. You don't want to work at a gas station. Guess what? At that gas station, while you're working, put out your cards. Find out if it's okay for you to, promote you while working. It might not be, or it might be. Strike up conversations. It's networking. It's networking 101, really. And if you're not comfortable selling yourself yet, well, we'll get to that in the next video.